Anyone who tells you filming a video for YouTube is easy, it's not. I lost my coffee, and this video needs coffee. Okay, so we tried filming this video yesterday. It was a disaster. You do not want to see the chaos that we filmed yesterday between the sun, so the lighting and cars and wind and children and trains and bugs. It was a disaster.
It was a hot
So this is the second day trying to film this, but we are so excited because we are in the beginning stages of planning our relaunch into full-time travel.
Yeah, chapter 2 of our adventure.
Basically, we traveled from the end of December until the end of March, and then became sheltered in place, and all of our travels halted like many of you. So in researching where we're going to be headed next, we started thinking about what we liked about the campgrounds we visited so far. And in that, we decided that we would go ahead and put a video out just letting you know what our top 5 campgrounds have been so far.
If you have a top 5 campground or a campground that is your absolute favorite that we should check out or other people should check out, feel free to comment below and let us know. We would love to check it out. And especially if your campground is in the Pacific Northwest area. That's where we're hoping to head for chapter 2.
Or maybe even like Montana, Idaho,
Montana,
that kind of area.
Somewhere in that area.
But also know that this is in no way supposed to be an exhaustive list. It is not like a top 5 campgrounds in the country. These are just the top 5 campgrounds that we visited when we were specifically in the Southwest area. I know we've missed lots of campgrounds. We just wanted to share with you why these campgrounds were our favorite that we visited. We want to make sure we're giving you accurate information, and so I did type up a list of facts about these campgrounds, and so you'll see us periodically looking at the phone. First up on our list is Sand Hollow State Park in Hurricane, Utah. The cost per night was $38, which was one of our higher campground costs, and that is for one side of the campground. They do have a little bit cheaper rates on another side, which is between $35 and $28 a night, but the maximum you can stay at Sand Hollow is 14 nights. They have full hookups for that $38 price. Accessibility, they had both pull-through and back-end sites, and basic amenities are a bathhouse, a water recreation, as well as ATV, OVH recreation as well.
Yeah, and the OVH and ATV area was incredibly awesome. You can rent ATVs and all those vehicles there.
Or bring your own.
And we don't have those and we're not traveling with those. But it was awesome to see people having tons of fun going over the dunes and just having a great weekend. And it did seem like a park that people would come to on a weekend, have a good time on the weekend, and maybe during the week it would maybe be a little bit slower, at least when we were there. Yeah. There was a lot of picnic areas next to the lake, so you could have a picnic lunch right next to the lake.
I could see that area getting loud like on a weekend night. Yeah. So, but we heard no noise from the west side of the campground at all.
It could definitely get loud on the weekends because they can go until midnight. So it could be loud.
It's true.
We didn't have any issues.
Some of our other highlights from this was that it was clean. The bathrooms were
very clean.
Easy pull-through sites. This has become our favorite layout for campgrounds when the campsites are parallel to the road. And I'll insert a picture or a video here showing what I mean. But this really allows for really great views. Definitely a bonus.
Easy in, easy out. It was nice. One awesome thing about Sand Hollow was it was very close to Hurricane, Utah, which had a Walmart and lots of fast food places and restaurants. So if you're needing to stock up on supplies, it's right there. Easy accessibility.
Easy place to do that from.
Fantastic.
And not to mention that the real reason why we even selected this location is it's about a half an hour away from Zion. So really easy trip in there, and was just all around a great place to stay. Even though, like I said, I think this was our most expensive state park for sure.
For sure. But the views, incredible. There's mountains all around. We were there February, March.
Started in March.
And there was still snow on the mountains, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, it's like nestled between some mountains and the lake, so Really pretty views. Highly recommend this park. So next up on our list is Gilbert Ray Regional Park, and it is just outside of Tucson, and it is located really close to the Saguaro National Park West. And so a couple facts about it is it was $20 a night. The maximum you can stay is 7 days. The hookups were electric only. There was a water spigot available to fill your tanks, but they weren't located at each individual site. Accessibility, most of them were back in, but there were a handful of pull-throughs. There was a bathhouse, a couple of them, and a pretty nice visitor center.
Yeah. And they had this park I remember being very nice for after dinner strolls, because it was situated, like she said, very, very close to Saguaro National Park, and it almost felt like you were in the park, just because there's so many different these massive cactus,
like literally on your site.
Yeah, literally just right there.
You were surrounded by them. You felt really in it.
Yeah, and so it was beautiful at night. The sunsets were amazing. On the first Friday or Wednesday of the month or whatever it was, they have a star party. So we went and participated in that for a little bit. It was really cool. They had all the telescopes there. It was a lot of fun. Beautiful. I would say this was the park where we filmed our Pat Rack video. So if you're looking to camp in the desert, you may check that out. That was something that was new to us. We didn't really know anything about. So feel free to check that out.
We ended up not having any issues with them.
No.
So great park. Highly recommend it. It also had really easy access to Saguaro National Park.
And so next up on our list is a Corps of Engineers park right outside of Waco, Texas, Midway Park. We paid $26 per night. There was another option to have full hookups for $30 per night, and the max you can stay is 14 days. As far as hookups go, we paid $26. We had water and electric. There was the option to have full hookups, but they were situated very closely to a very busy road, and so I don't think that it would really be worth it unless you were staying for a long time. Maybe for that full 14 days, maybe then it would be worth it to do that.
And those were pull-through sites, but like you said, they were really close to the road. So
some of the amenities were a bathhouse, a playground, and a water recreation area where you could do fishing. There was a boat ramp there. It was a great park.
They had pecan trees, and so we were able to collect pecans and do roasted pecans. The sunset was so pretty over Waco Lake. Really pretty big sites.
Yeah. And of course, Waco, Texas is the home of Baylor University and also Chip and Joanna Gaines. So if you're in the area for any of those things, this is a great place to stay.
Yeah, because you were really close to all of that. It was like 10 minutes to Magnolia Market, but it didn't feel like it was like an urban RV park or anything like that. It definitely felt more state park, like a more typical Corps of Engineer park.
Lots of trees, lots of all those kinds of things. So it felt like a state park.
It's true. For this next one, we are headed to our favorite state, maybe, of this first chapter, and that is New Mexico. We love New Mexico. But with that said, this one is Leesburg Dam State Park, and this is located just north of Las Cruces, New Mexico. It is in a really small town up there, so basically Las Cruces. But we paid $14 a night here. You can stay for 14 nights.
That was water and electric.
Yeah, so as far as hookups go, $14 gets you water and electric. There were no full hookup sites, I don't believe.
There was a dump station.
There was a dump station, of course. But let's see what else. And as far as amenities go, they had a bathhouse. They had a really nice playground.
Oh, we were there like multiple times a day.
Yeah, the kids loved the playground. There was no one else there. The bathrooms were super clean. The bathroom was right next to the playground. So that was amazing.
And I don't know, there was an area that was kind of like it maybe looked like they did outside movies or something. Do you remember that? There was a big
like maybe
screen.
Groups could come in and
maybe in the summer or warmer weather when it's busier, they have outdoor movies.
But I will say the park was full, but never felt busy. This was like one of our favorite parks, and there was nothing, when we were talking about this before, there was nothing specifically remarkable about it. It's not like it's really close to a national park. It was a nice just rest week that we still had adventures. I mean, there were really neat small trails that led from like every site. It had great views.
And then remember our hike? We went to it was crazy.
The hike where it hailed on us.
Adventure.
So lots of things. And again, this was a layout where the sites, at least in the area we were at, are parallel to the road. Easy pull through sites. Definitely just another great place for the kids to ride the bike.
Yeah. And again, the views there, just kind of like Sand Hollow, mountains in the background. Beautiful.
Yeah. So for our final park, we're going to remain in New Mexico. And while we said this list was not in any specific order, this last one, I think, is our favorite.
Oh, for sure. New Mexico does state parks well. Not just the price, but they're gorgeous. Really and the scenery is amazing. And so this one is located just north of Deming, New Mexico.
Technically Faywood.
In Faywood, New Mexico. And it is City of Rocks State Park.
So pretty. And this was our first experience with really dry camping.
Yeah.
So we paid $10 a night for dry camping. They do have a $14 option that has water and electric. I will tell you, most of the sites here are walk-in. You can't reserve them. They're first come, first serve. That is for both the $10 dry camping sites as well as the water and electric sites. Yeah. So there are a handful of reservable sites, but a lot of them are walk-up only. So just know that.
And if you're a longer rig, I think we were pushing it.
There were some spots where
I think we went down a one-way road because I was afraid to go the other way because we had driven down it and there were some ruts and some dips, and I was like,
if you have a bigger rig, I would definitely consider getting reservations ahead of time because there were definitely some tight spots. As far as accessibility goes, it was a combination of back in pull through with the water and electric, but really you just kind of got into your site however you could.
And our site was huge.
Our site was really large. There was a bathhouse, and I remember it just being average. I mean, it was clean enough for what it was. It wasn't anything that I specifically remember.
The bathhouse was at the front by the visitor center, so we were in the very back. And so we had to drive all the way to the front when we wanted to shower there.
But they did have like pit toilets and stuff like that. Yeah. But we are self-contained, so that part was fine with us. So what makes City of Rocks one of our favorite campgrounds is just how unique it is. It's just so different than what we're used to, I guess. Yeah. You're basically camping amongst like these Flintstone rocks. They are huge and they're just really neat. The kids really enjoyed them. It was dark. It was quiet. They had some great trails.
Oh, and there were petroglyphs.
Yes, there were. So that was really cool. There was actually a trail. They had a map where you could go and find them. They also had an astrological trail that you could take. A lot of great history, a good visitor center. Yeah. Just overall, a really good experience and really unique. The sites were a little bit difficult getting in and out of just because of the way that they're laid out. They basically just tried to create these sites amongst all of these rocks. Yeah. So before you go, don't forget to comment down below. Let us know what your favorite campground is and why. Let us know if it was a local trip or if it was a big cross-country trip.
We'll see you next time. Bye.